Hi everyone, this is Kayla.
And I'm Becky, and we're with Couple of Bees Read, and we're finishing up our fantasy year-round, end of the year. That's what it is, end of the year. Look.
Yes, roundup for 2022.
All right.
So we have just a few more for you this week. The first, I wanted to talk about another Elise Kova novel, Duel with the Vampire Lord. Now, the Elise Kova novels, they're my guilty pleasure. They're fantasy romance, and they're awesome. For what they are, they're great. Look at the cover and you know exactly what to expect. These are fun, such fun books. And Becky, you talked about one last week as well.
Yeah, well, I did. Wilder Women. It was magical realism, urban fantasy about, a mother and her daughters, and the mother leaves, and when the daughter becomes of age, and they each have special, sixth sense about them. And so it was just a great read by Emma Ruth Lane. So,
Okay.
and then we both have read In the Middle of Hickory Lane by one of our favorite authors, Heather Weber. We started out with Midnight at the Blackbird Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
That was the very first video review we did when we started our blog 2 years ago.
And then we waited 2 years to start filming other videos.
That's right. It took us a while to get in the groove of things here, but In the Middle of Hickory Lane is just a wonderful magical realism novel. I just love the way that Heather brings the characters to life, and the places. She and we probably have a soft place in our heart for her because she vacationed in Alabama, fell in love with our state, and all of her novels, magical realism novels, are set in the state of Alabama.
Yes.
But the cities, the places are not real places. They're based on the places she visited, but they're, you're not going to find Hickory Lane.
But I will say this, as someone who came from a small town in Alabama, she gets it right.
She does.
Like, this particular town, if she ever went to Foley, Alabama,
yes,
this is Foley, Alabama.
Yes.
Which, if you haven't been there, you should go. They have a haunted hotel. That's enough. But also, they have the train museum. They have the doctor museum.
And they have that cute little soda fountain pharmacy with the train that goes around.
Yes, which makes the best burgers you're going to find anywhere.
Anywhere.
So definitely reminiscent of that small community, that beautiful town. And part of the reason is because In the Middle of Hickory Lane, it talks about the festivals they have. It's basically like a farmer market, and you see this close-knit Alabama community,
mm-hmm.
and it's so well done, and it's such a beautiful reflection of what life actually is like mm-hmm. in Alabama, with a little bit of magic thrown into it.
That's right. And it's about a young girl who has to travel around with her con artist mom. And then later, her grandmother, she doesn't know her father because her mom kind of runs off and everything. And her grandmother finds her, and her grandmother's very old and
has many secrets.
And they have a magical garden. And if you look into the little fountain, it can show you what's to come or what has been in the past. Mm-hmm. So it is very magical, and it's the main character, M. Wynn, finds her place. She's never really felt like she had a home, but she finds home here in the Middle of Hickory Lane, and it's just a wonderful read. So
and it's such a heartwarming novel, especially Emmy's story, finding her home, finding her family. And it also deals with what it means to be a family, because there's some question of parentage and things,
right,
with Emmy's mom being who she was, but her family accepts her no matter what the blood test says and things like that.
Right.
It's just so beautifully done.
And the community is family. You do not have to be related by blood to be family. And that's the other thing I think she does so well, is bring forth that sense of community and belonging and support that a real wonderful community gives each other.
Absolutely.
So, but again, it has that magic thrown in there that just kind of makes everything a little bit more interesting.
Mhm.
So Heather Weber is an incredible writer. Love her. So if you haven't read any of her novels, please do, and definitely pick up In the Middle of Hickory Lane. I think you will absolutely love it.
This was actually my favorite from her, and that's saying a lot because I think we've read 4 of hers. Read them 4 of her novels.
Yes, because she's had, like I said, the Midnight at the Blackbird Cafe, South of the Buttonwood Tree, and then The Lights of Sugarberry Cove, and then this one. Now she has other books written under a pseudonym.
I have not read those, but
No.
I'm sure they're great.
I have them. I have not read them yet. I've been too busy reading Book of the Month and Aardvark books and her books and other books and things. I haven't had time, but I do have a few of them to read. So, but fun.
So, guys, that concludes our fantasy roundup for 2022. And
looking forward to see what 2023 has to offer.
absolutely. Bye, guys.
Bye.